Signature Real Estate Group, Chris Bishop here, your general manager. I'm excited that we're starting a new series, Agent Spotlights, where we're going to take a different agent once a month and kind of highlight their history in the business, their journey here to Signature, and finding out more about them. And so I'm really excited to have with me Luz Rodriguez. Luz has been an agent here for how many years with Signature?
Well, almost 2 years
2 years,
now.
right?
Yeah, thank you for having me today. Thank you. I'm
Thank
so
you.
honored to stay here.
And the name Luz, we were just talking about it. What does it mean in Spanish?
It means light.
Light. So like a bright light.
Like a bright light. Yeah, it's a beautiful meaning in Spanish. I know that is not too common in
Sure.
English. So sometimes I used to say, hey, LUZ stands, the meaning in Spanish is light. So
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Love
thank
it.
you.
Well, tell us more about you. Tell us who you are. Who is Luz Rodriguez, and what should our agents know about you?
Well, my whole name, Luz Elena Rodriguez Belandia, you know Latin names. We
Yeah.
have a long names. If I knew this before, I changed my name, something short and easy.
It's
No,
beautiful.
just
You don't
joking.
need to
I'm
change
so happy with who I am. I have 4 years here in US. I just got 4 years. I'm still learning the language.
Me too. I've been here 38 years and I'm still learning.
So sometimes, okay, so who I am, yes, I came from Venezuela because I'm original from Spain, Galicia.
Okay.
And then we moved to Venezuela. It was a wonderful country years ago. You know, the whole family started a business family there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So your family moved from Spain to Venezuela to start a business in Venezuela?
In Venezuela,
Wow,
yeah.
okay.
We started from crash because as every immigrant, you start a new life
Sure.
with nothing and you start working and create it. We probably had a net of bakeries there and restaurants.
So you guys started a bakery chain in Venezuela?
In Venezuela,
Oh my goodness,
yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Were you always a baker?
Yeah, I know. I used to be, well, I know all the bakery process and pastry chef. Actually, you know, for healthy reasons, I didn't continue with that because I have celiac. So
Oh, okay.
celiac, we can have gluten. It's like, oh my God, you are a baker, but you have this. It was something that the life, you know,
Sure.
bring to me. And but it was a very good years there, you know, business. I wrote with my family, as I said, from the scratch. And then I studied business administration. So I potentiate all the family business. Yeah, because my parents, both of them, they work so hard, but they didn't have the opportunity to study. So when I studied business, I started making changes and organizing everything. I say, no, let's do this. And
Sure.
I appreciate that they let me do all the changes I did, and I create a culture, an organization culture that nowadays those businesses are still open in Venezuela.
Wow.
Now are like profitable, like we would like to, because the situation. But you know,
Completely
people,
different, yeah.
Yeah.
So when your family left Spain, you were born and raised in Spain, so you grew up there. How old were you when you left Spain?
No, I was a teenager, 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
To be uprooted out of the school that you were in and the friends that you grew up with, and then to move to a brand new country, that's something that many of us can never imagine doing.
Well, yeah, that made me feel more confident because, of course, new friends, new customs, new way to live,
Sure.
and you have to, you know, I always adapt to the changes. It's everything that has been in my life continuously.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that we have to adapt.
Sounds like a good skill for real estate. So in Venezuela, they speak Spanish as well.
Yes.
And in Spain, they speak Spanish.
Some words are different and
Different parts of the dialect.
Yeah, and a different culture, of course. I love the culture. You know, we are so warm in Venezuela. Yeah, I feel so grateful because
Sure.
I had the opportunity to study in there. To had a university career.
So you went to university in Venezuela?
In Venezuela.
Wow.
And I studied a master in marketing in Venezuela.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So a bakery, administration school, and then a master's in marketing. You did all of that together in a very short period of time. But the bakery wasn't your first introduction into sales. You actually did some sales as well in Venezuela that got you ready for real estate.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, I worked since I have 15 years old because, you have to work. And I'm grateful because at that moment when you are a teenager, you say, hey, Mom, Dad, why? My other friends, they are playing, I have to work. But nowadays, I say, oh my God, they give me the tools that I need to, work hard. It's not any shortcuts. And business has been, I started studying medicine to be a doctor because my family, they say, oh my God, we want to have a doctor in the family. Oh my God, it was the hardest 2 years in my life. Everything is an experience.
Sure.
My youngest sister, she is a doctor. She lives in Spain.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, she's so smart. And I feel when I changed the career, and my dad say, why you did that? Because, you have to do what you feel, and I enjoy doing business.
Yeah.
Whatever is the industry, you can do business, but business is in my blood. I'm negotiating with my family, with my daughter.
Hey, listen, I can relate to that. I get that. Very interesting that you went through a number of different career decisions and education for it and the whole thing. And what I find interesting about every real estate agent I meet is no one starts out really to become a real estate agent. It's very rare. They all come from different jobs and careers and paths. And you went through multiple countries and jobs and paths and careers and cultures and language, dialect differences. And so it's very interesting and wonderful that you're here as a realtor now. Married?
Yes, I'm married.
I've met your amazing husband.
Yeah,
yes.
I got married in Venezuela. He used to be one of my best friends at the university. I had a.
So you met at school?
Yeah,
but
cool. He never was my boyfriend. I had another boyfriend at that time, and he know me. I know him for more than 20 years.
Wow.
So yeah, because marriage is like a business partner, or more than that, you have to have a friendship.
Sure.
Because it will be good times, bad times, you have to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, and in Venezuela, I had the opportunity because Venezuela had economical situation, very good situation. So I start my first relationship with real estate. It was, buying business and selling business in there.
Okay.
Because when I see an opportunity, okay, we can, make a profit in here. I never thought that first come here and work here, and I'm so grateful now because we have all the opportunities here. It was hard.
A lot of things we take for granted. It's interesting you said that you were exchanging businesses because a lot of real estate agents get into real estate because they were investors or they were flipping houses and then they made a career out of it because they got so used to the exchange between them and the other clients and things that happen. So how did you come to the U.S.? You said about 4 years ago is when you came to the U.S. permanently?
Yeah, I came to the U.S. because the situation there was so hard.
In Venezuela?
In Venezuela, we had a family situation that was unsafe, so we decided to move here. Start a new life, like when you are broke with nothing, literally, because we have the business there.
You left everything behind.
Yeah, I left
to come
everything.
here.
Yeah,
and I think that's, we talk about starting a business in real estate, and it's an easy business to get into, but many people don't leave their entire life behind and start from scratch.
Yeah.
They usually have some foundation with it. But you had all of your history and your hard work ethic and your ability to change and interact with any culture that you're in, which is probably one of the most amazing real estate skills somebody could have because it leads you the ability to work with any client in any situation, right?
Yeah.
And so how amazing that your story crafted you into the person you needed to be to do this. Now, when you came to the U.S., first day you got here, you got your real estate license, or there was some time that went by that made that happen?
Well, when you arrive to a new country, the first year is hardest because I thought that, I know English because I used to read a ton of books in English, and I can write, but when you try to speak,
Sure.
oh my God, it's different when you are listening. So at the beginning, I feel a little bit frustrated because I want to express everything, because I say, oh, I have the potential to do this, and
Sure.
sometimes. So the first year, it was like when you are planning, okay, what we want to do, and I start renting. This is nowadays I have a listing that was the first apartment I rented
Wow.
when I came here. Yeah, I love, it has an emotional value for me, because when you arrive, you have like nothing,
Yeah.
and they are great people that trust us, and nowadays they are trusting in my professionalism, in my work, to list their, and hopefully we can sell. So
Full circle, huh?
yes.
But did you come with just you and your husband? Was it your part of your family as well, or was it just the two of you?
No, I have my daughters that she is 8 years old now. At that time, she was.
What's your daughter's
4.
name?
Aranza. Aranza. She would like to be she say, I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna be an actress. I say, okay.
That's awesome.
I always, I'm gonna support, because you have to do what you think, that what makes you feel happy.
Yes.
It's
Very much
so we arrived here, only my husband, my daughter, and me, and my husband start doing a job that, because you are not in a comfort zone, you start doing whatever job.
Work you can, yeah.
Yeah, because you have to eat, you have to pay the rent,
Sure.
you have to pay bills. So he got a work injury. It was a hard time. The first year he got a work injury. He got disabled at that time. He wasn't able to do normal thing that
Sure.
you can do, like take a shower. That's the family. We have to help together.
Help each other to make it work through. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it, by the way, looking at her husband. Absolutely wonderful guy, very handsome guy. I
thank
can
you.
say that as a guy, and I'm handsome too. But you come into the U.S. You're dealing with the struggle and adversity of coming here. He hurts himself on the job, and so now you're working together as a family. I noticed that in a lot of the real estate stories I've heard, that when there is no bridge behind you, when you burn the bridge behind you that's there, you're forced to succeed through it.
Yeah.
And I want to shift for just a second to how you came to Signature. And so when you got to the U.S. and when you got your real estate license, did you start at Signature?
Well, no. The first year we say we have to buy a house because we don't want to throw the money paying rent. It's only that I always recommend to my clients, and I say, hey, let's buy a house. What is the, and too many people close the doors. Hey,
Sure.
You guys are just arriving. Hey, look, a better job. In that, searching for a better job, my husband got a very good job, and he got that injury, but we finally buy the house.
That's amazing.
From the agent that nowadays is my business partner.
Wait, so I didn't know this. So Robert Vasquez in our office, who's an amazing guy. Robert was your real estate agent.
Yeah.
And that's how you guys met.
Yeah.
Wow.
We met, and he had, I think that one of the hardest files, because he say, hey, you guys want to arrive just to US and you want to buy a house. It was hard, but we finally get it, after a year and a half, and I say, this is the guy. I like because he was consistent.
That's the thing about him. He is a very consistent guy, and he's just the nicest guy you'll ever meet. I want to step back to what you just said, because this is something that we hear over and over in our industry, and it's the American dream of home ownership. And you had just come to this country, and your first concern is to own a home. And I think that a lot of people don't understand that it's a very important thing, because for you, it was about the stability and the roots of what you have.
Yeah.
Right? And I love that you said it was about paying your mortgage and not somebody else's.
Yeah.
And so what an interesting tie-in to those that you're helping, and we're going to get to your business here in a few minutes. You've made this a passion of your business and helping people achieve the dream of home ownership. It's a little bit different for me as not having gone through your story. I grew up here, I'm very jaded, I understand the US, I don't have any language barriers sometimes. The relationship that you have to that story is amazing. And the fact that you're out there putting it into action every day is amazing. And so good on you for doing that. Let's talk about Robert. So you meet Robert. I remember him telling me that you were one of his good clients. You were sending him referrals. You were supportive of him. And then all of a sudden, he gets the call that you want to get into the real estate business. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, it was 2020 after we bought the house. We was living in the house. My husband got the injury, and it was, a hard year.
Sure.
And I say, okay, I have to, I like to do real estate. I enrolled in a real estate school. It was hard because I was taking care of my husband, that he was disabled, doing therapies, my daughter working, trying to get money to pay all the, everything that you have to, life. Life. And then the pandemic, and I was, keep going, and study. It was hard because the tests are in English. Sometimes when I just enrolled in school and people talk,
sure.
So I say, oh my God. But nothing, I was more committed with myself, with my family, with my future. And I said, this is what I love. I would like to be like Robert, helping people to achieve their dreams. So. Robert and me, we didn't talk for a few months, and then I remember by the end of 2020, we called Robert, hey Robert, hey guys, how are you doing? Oh, well. And we update him, and we met, and I say, I have, I passed the test, I would like to work with you, because you are awesome. You did our, he helped us a lot in a hard transaction.
So, as a broker and a team owner, I think of this story, and a lot of times I have a very good friend who works here at the company who was one of my best clients. And we went all through high school and elementary school together, and Angela Hutchins, who's one of our managers, and she was my best client, sending me referrals of all her family and friends, and then she calls me that day and says, hey, I'm getting my real estate license. I'm like, oh, great. But it was fantastic because we ended up working together over the last 13 years, and good friendship from that. And what a great story for you and Robert, because I'm sure when he got that call, he was like, oh man, I just lost a great client, but now I gained an even better team member.
Yes.
And so you went through all of this during the pandemic. So we saw a huge trend in the marketplace of people that left other career fields and moved into real estate because it really did provide the livelihood that they wanted, the ability to make a great income, the ability to manage a schedule that you put in place versus someone telling you that. And I love the fact even more that your story has that in it, because what a trial to go through as well. Everyone under quarantine and learning the licensure process and going through that. And so now since 2020, it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've noticed consistently is you consistently have been in our quarterly best.
Thank you.
And on your own right, and Robert as well. I mean, you guys have an amazing team. You guys do an incredible business. And so let's talk about your business from the perspective of someone who's now been licensed in the business about 2.5 years, almost 3 now. How did you get your initial business started?
Wow, it was hard. And Robert, he let me know you have to save money because it's going to be the first 6 months is going to be hard. When you arrive a new country, you don't know people, you don't have friends, and I start, working hard. This is going to be hard, but let's do it. So I start going every single place that I went. I always, I am who I am, so I try to show to the people that what business I'm working in, and I'm here.
So you were telling everybody?
Yeah, I'm
a real estate agent, I'm here, I'd like to help you.
I got clients from the supermarket, from public libraries, from the school of my daughter, from friends on people that I met. So
you started hardcore networking.
Yeah.
Everywhere you would go. And so it's funny because we were doing a sales meeting not too long ago. We were talking about all these things like name badges and things like that. You literally just walked up to people and said, I'm a realtor.
yeah, yeah. And you know, sometimes when you have, even though you speak Spanish, you have a different accent, you have a different culture, and you have to gain the trust
Sure.
to the people. And I always has been working hard and, you know, being ethic with everything that I do and work for the best interest. So it's something that I try to transmit.
You put your passion into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So commonality. Go
Something
ahead.
important that helped me build that confidence is because I have Robert Vasquez as my support, because he's doing this business for more than 30 years. So, because maybe you don't trust someone, oh, I'm new here in US, I'm a realtor. So, but when I have my
Sure.
coach that he is with me working and he has all the support, you know that I'm gonna be working hard, but I have the knowledge and experience
Behind
and
you to do it.
everything behind me. So that helped me a lot. All my clients, they know Robert.
Yep.
And
So you work those clients together with him as part of that.
yeah,
that
at
deal.
the beginning,
Yeah.
no, maybe he never met them, but he has a very good strategic thinking. I think business is an strategy. Life is
Yeah.
every piece that you move. So and I had the first deal that I have, it was failing down because it was a situation with a lender that the client, it was like a nightmare. I say, no, I can't start like that. And we finally closed that deal.
Make it work.
Yeah.
So for everyone here at the company, this is just, I couldn't have put together a better presentation on the stories of real estate, because we're telling our agents that you got to get out there in the marketplace and you got to meet people. You've got to create the synergy of your business. You got to create a database, and everyone has their reasoning behind why they can't make it work. You made it work, and you made it work with a lot stacked against you, and you made it work with a lot going on and a lot piled on top. So the stress must have been unbelievable, but you made it through. And you made it through and have had amazing success because you're willing to go out there every day and not be a secret agent and tell everyone, this is what I do. And I think it's so interesting because a lot of the times we all go through the grocery store and the post office. I haven't been to a library in years. But we go through these different places where all of the people that live around us are interacting, and you're standing up and proclaiming, I'm a realtor. And because you did this, you're getting the business. And I love even more that one of the biggest fears that a lot of us have when we start out is we don't know what we don't know. And we don't know the transactions we've been through and the things we haven't done yet. And so you took your mentor, Robert, and you brought him into your business and said, he's got all the knowledge that I need to help me through it.
Yeah.
We're going to work this together. And so you didn't let that fear stop you.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a huge message for our agents, that they need to see that stop letting these things get in your way and just make it happen.
Make it happen and take risks, because if I don't take the risks, to save money, to live or to survive those first 6 months
Yeah.
of the business, I'm going to, I'm maybe
You had no option but to
you
succeed.
have no option. Yeah, and also, is this business, you have to be an entrepreneur mind, that not always you will have a yes. I have too many no's. It was a constant, but rejection is part of this business.
Yes.
And it makes more interesting.
Yeah.
And I like that because I work hard. It makes me push myself, and I'm very organized person. I always has been a constant in me because I have like a morning routine.
Sure.
I wake up very early in the morning because I'm a mom.
How early is early?
5:30.
Ooh, that's early.
So because I have to prepare the breakfast
Sure.
for my husband, my daughter, prepare her to go to the school, go to the gym, because I like to,
Yeah.
keep my body and my mind clear for the competition.
That's fantastic.
For the life, yeah.
The saying's been out there very often that if you control your mornings, you control your day, and that lets you control your business. And so you've proven that as well. So let's talk a little bit about the fact that you speak multiple languages. Do you speak anything else besides Spanish?
Well, Portuguese,
You do speak Portuguese?
Yeah,
Wow.
Portuguese.
They say that's the hardest language.
Capito some Italian, so I have to practice more because, when you are a kid, you can learn too many languages because you are like a sponge absorbing everything.
I was not that sponge.
Yeah, and now I'm, improving, working hard to improve my English because I know it's an important piece of a negotiation because I have to talk with agents every single day with people in English, and I love, put goals and work hard for it.
How has it helped you in your business? Have you had those clients that have come in that speak Spanish that you've been able to help? Have you gotten referrals from agents that don't speak Spanish and said, hey, lose this person?
Yeah, I had a Brazilian client a few months ago. We have a connection because I say, hey, I speak some Portuguese. But even though she always speaks English, but I have, you have to create a connection, and always is helpful. It's an extra tool that you can. Yeah, hopefully I know some words in Mandarin because I used to do business in China. I used to, when I was living in Venezuela, business has been my passion, and I used to travel to China, buy things and then sell it, and I was in the business.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about your client appreciation event. So I had the opportunity, and thank you to you and Robert for inviting me. Robert hosted an event at the Sterling Club for all of your clients, his clients, your clients, and all of the team clients, and your friends and acquaintances, people that you knew, and you had this massive holiday event. And I'm kind of thinking, going to it, I've been to some of these before, that this will be nice and quaint. There were hundreds of people, and there was a fabulous food buffet that he'd put on, and live entertainment. I think he had a mariachi band. There was a musician group that played for several hours there. I think he even had a Frank Sinatra impersonator that had come in. But what I witnessed was all of these people who you guys had helped through home ownership or selling their home or listing their home, all mingling together, talking about you guys.
Oh, thank you.
And they had such great things to say. That he introduced me and said, hey, this is one of the brokers at Signature, and client after client after client came up and said how wonderful you guys were. And and that's great, and I was glad to be there to be part of it. But the other side of me is looking at it being like, this is genius. Getting all of your people in one place talking about you and celebrating the fact that they did business with you.
Yeah.
So what was the residual effects after that? Did you guys receive calls and referrals? What happened from the event?
Well, from the event, always we receive a lot of referrals because they feel happy after that. They bought their
Everyone
house.
was happy there, I guarantee it.
Yeah, and it was only few clients because we have to do another one with the whole group of clients. And we are not looking for clients. We are looking for new friends to make you grow up your business, grow up your investment in here. If you are good, I'm gonna be good also. So it's a win-win. It's part of our gratitude because we are grateful having people that trust us. It's a celebration. We used to give thanks to the people, and that's, I think, that one of the way that we think that.
So what an important word, gratitude. And after all that you've been through and the struggles that you've gone through, and we're gonna have Robert on this as well at another point because he has another amazing story and how he went through his circumstances to get here to real estate. But just the simple act of saying thank you in a big way, and that was all you guys said. You didn't sit there and ask people for business. You just said, we appreciate you, and that's why we have you here. But just because of that, people were calling.
Yes.
And they were sharing with their friends and family the amazing event they went to. And they were talking with everyone about the amazing service you provided. Because a lot of this comes back to agents for the service and quality of what they provided, right? And how much did your client really like the process they went through? These events helped resonate the fact that it was amazing, that they really did get taken care of because they showed up to the event. they showed up and said thank you as well, for having us. And so I love the fact that you guys are giving back to your people. And I love the fact that because you're giving back, they're giving back to you. And I think that this is a staple that many agents forget about. It doesn't have to be an amazing event at the Sterling Club, which it was. It could be a backyard barbecue. It could be a pool party. It could be a housewarming.
Or a simple maybe thank you letter.
But it helps when you do it in bulk, right?
Yes.
It really did. All right, so let's move on to a few other things. Going through the struggles that you did, and to answer the earlier question, your business is mostly database driven now that you've met so many people. It's momentum based. You have all of this momentum within the group that you've met that are sending you referrals and giving you business, but you're still out there every day asking for it.
Yes.
You're asking for people to work with you and to use your service as a real estate agent. What advice would you give a new agent out there that's just starting out?
For a new agent is be hungry. Never stop, always keep going. I have a social media, and it's the only way that I try to communicate who I am, and sometimes I post motivational things, because I think that we have always, every story is a different. We have hard situations, and I don't have the perfect life. Nobody have the perfect life, and we have to take all the hard situations and work, keep going, succeed. If it's a lack of motivation, always to my clients, because we went to hard transactions and sometimes they feel like, oh my God, we are not gonna get this. I say, hey, no, don't think negative.
Yes.
This is not time to think negative, because our mindset is so important. And in this business,
it's like she wrote this all for real estate. I love it.
In this business, I think something important that I have is a mindset.
Yes.
Every morning I wake up and I program my day like, okay, today is going to be a great day. Yeah. And I say to my daughter, we always repeat positive affirmations going to the school. Because, when she starts talking.
Impressionable age, you have to keep that positivity.
Yes, positivity. And not only talk, but believe those. And it's not only that it's going to happen for lucky, no, because you have to work hard for that. Yeah.
So another lesson, mindset. And I think that one thing I'm seeing right now in the marketplace, and I'm going to ask you about the market and your opinion, is that many of our competitors are just extremely negative. The market's crashing, interest rates are rising, it's going to be impossible. They just throw out negativity, and in the media, it's just extremely negative. It doesn't matter what side you're on or what's going on or what election or what's going to happen, it's just all negative. And I love that you said the positivity of your mindset, because I've realized that, if I do have a good outlook for my clients, like you've said, it seems like it flows better. Right? And how can you give someone everything they want with a negativity? It just doesn't make sense. And what a great lesson that you do that and you have that routine. That's huge. And I think that's a great advice for someone. Be hungry and have a positive mindset. And
be consistent, because I used to run marathon. I always like to do, sport things, because prepare my mind to what is going to be the life. And when you run a marathon, you have a pace, a constant pace. It's not like when you run like in a sprint. No, and life is like that. Be consistent, don't stop, because by the end of the day, if you are consistent, you are going to be the result in a year, in 2 years. And something that is important nowadays, because it's too much fears in the people, the market is going to crash, and people has negativity conceptions about what is going to happen. We have to, inform and let them know what's going on with the market, and be prepared, because if you have the right information, you can be prepared to make money and to have your own house. And you as realtor, for example, us, Vasquez team, we are having another member join us this week, and we have been going so busy, thanks God. We are working hard. We are doing, we are working hard, because nowadays you have to work harder than before.
Yeah.
And our retake, the old school, like doing open houses that
Sure.
we don't used to do before, but now we are doing open houses. And something that is important is adapt, changes. We have to be the person that brings solutions, not problems. Because problems, we all have problems. We have to bring more solutions.
I love it. It's all good stuff. So a lot of lessons were in that, a lot of things that we learned from Luz, and I love that your name means the light.
Thank you.
Because you can definitely personify that in who you are and in your business, and I see it. What is your take over the next several months? What do you think is going to happen with the Las Vegas real estate market?
Wow, it's going to be great.
See, I knew that was coming.
It's going to be great. I'm so happy because most of our clients are first-time home buyer. It's going to be great for you, first-time home buyer. I told you, because it's going to be opportunity for a better negotiation. Actually, I just closed a deal last week that they were working with another agent a few months ago. They lost some money. It was a hard situation, and we finally did it. We make a great deal.
It's about understanding what's important to the client you're working with, and for someone that wants to be a homeowner, like your story where you came here and that was one of the most important things, the market really doesn't matter as long as they achieve their goal. And so I love that you said that they have more negotiation, which they do. Yes, they'll be paying a higher interest rate, but if you pay rent, it's 100% interest rate, right? And so the passion of what the accomplishment is something that we need to remember as realtors. And no matter what happens in the market, usually if the market goes up or down or whatever, if they stay in the home for 10 or 15 years and raise their family and create those memories, they're not really going to be hit by the ups and downs of a small minor market adjustment. And so they're going to have the longevity of that stability. And so what a great message.
Something important that you say that is passion. You have to feel the passion. I'm a passionate for the real estate. I work so hard. Lately I have been working like Monday through Monday because if my clients, they don't have time, okay, I work Sundays, Saturdays. And I say, okay, it's going to be the time that I don't have maybe so busy. I'm doing with my best attitude because I feel passion for this.
Yeah.
I feel passion every time that a family say, oh, we are very grateful because, and I say, you know what? I was in your shoes some years ago and I know how it feels that someone helped you, and that's great. Yeah.
So thank you so much for taking the time out of this to share with our company and our agents. One of the things I love here at Signature, and we talk about the Signature life, is we have such amazing people that work with us and bring such light to our group. And Luz is such a wonderful in person as she is in this video. I'm sure she'd love to answer any questions on the chat about her story or her history here. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations for pushing through, making it happen, and your continued success. And guys, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the video. Make it a great week.
I want to thank Signature because, I'm so proud to be part of this big family. I feel so proud to be part of Vasquez team. I want to say thank you, Robert, because I say to him, you are going to be proud of me because I'm going to work hard. And I say to Janet, hey, thank you, to give me this opportunity. Sure. I feel part of this beautiful and big family. And thank you for having me today.
Thanks.